Good afternoon, teacher, and welcome to our presentation of our lesson plan. First, let's start with the informative data. The teachers who will be presenting the class, which are Isaac Barba, Eric Carrillo, Diana Flores, Yajaira Flores, Maria Belén Freire, and Maria José Leo. The area is English. The school year will be from 2020 to 2021. Subject, English. Course, second EGB, and parallel A. Group. There are 25 students in this group, 10 men and 15 women. Date, August 6, 2021. Time, 30 minutes. And number of students, 25. Recent topic work was hello, and recent language work was introduce yourself. The framework that we chose for this lesson plan is PPP. Why PPP? Because first we have the presentation of the new language in which the class will develop in. Then the practice. Students will be in a controlled practice with the language and topic that we will introduce in the class. And finally, production, where the students will use the language in a practice way in an activity that we will present during the class. Then we have the aims, which is to identify the object, color, and numbers according to what they see.
Now, the objectives for this lesson plan are first, students will be able to press the letters presented from A to F and relate them with the image. Second, the students will be able to count the numbers 1 through 10 to the number of things seen in the image. Third, students will be able to identify the objects of the vocabulary according to the initial letters of the image from A to F. Fourth, students will be able to recognize the different colors presented in class. And the last one, students will be able to use and answer expressions like in, on, what do you see, what color is it, and where's.
Then we have assessment, formative assessment, control, and guided activities, anticipated problems. There may be students with difficulty to remember what they have learned and pronunciation problems. The solution is help students practice their pronunciation and memory with repetition. The materials start teaching English A1.1, a radio player, a CD, and flashcards. The timing for this activity is 30 minutes.
Then we have the teacher activity. To start the class, teacher will present the vocabulary flashcards with the object in alphabetical order.
Then we have the student activity. The first is that a student will repeat the name of the object.
Then we have the first success indicator, which is students can trace the letters present from A to F and relate them with the image.
Then we have the second activity that the teacher teach the letters from A to F by writing in the whiteboard the letter as an example.
For the second activity, students will trust how the teacher showed them to write the letter.
The next success indicator is students can count the number 1 through 10 according to the number of things seen in the image.
The third activity for the teacher is that the teacher will say the expression, what do you see, and how to answer them.
The third activity for the student is that a student will respond according to what they see in the flashcard in relation to the question of the teacher.
The third success indicator is students can identify the objects of the vocabulary according to the initial letters of the image from A to F.
The fourth activity is teacher will show objects in the flashcards with quantity from 1 to 10 and say the number.
The fourth activity for students is that they will look at and say the numbers that the teacher said.
The success indicator number 4 is the students can recognize the different colors present in class.
The fifth activity is teacher will hand out an activity about numbers.
The next activity is that students will complete a handout by matching the number of objects with the numbers that they correspond.
The success indicator number 5 is students can use an answer expression like in, on, what do you see, what color is it, and where's.
The last activity is a teacher will use the radio player to introduce a song about colors.
The last activity for students is that they will hear, sing, and repeat the color's name.
Then we have the resources. The resources is fundamental for the lesson plan since those are the things that we are going to use during the class, not only to reinforce the students, but also help them for the memorization of many things. For example, the first one are flashcards with the first letters of the alphabet and respective images that they will use to relate to the letter. For example, A for ant, B for a bag, C for a car, D for a dog, E for eggs, and F for a frog or a flag. Then we also have count and match, which here we're going to use so that the students can relate the numbers 1 through 10 and relate them with the quantity of items that they see, making it easier for them to remember the number and also the quantity whenever they see one. The next one is to trace the letters, where they're going to have to trace the letters A, B, C, D, E, and F, and it will also help them with the memorization of how each letter is called and written. And finally, we also have the color song, which will help the students to also memorize the colors, the name of the colors, especially the ones that are very common and easily to remember, which are seen every day in their daily lives. The resources are very important because those are also attractive and help the students pay more attention to class, especially when they are little kids. And that is all for our lesson plan. And the contribution that each one of us did was to put a part of a teacher's activity, student activity, and success indicators, and also to find the resources necessary for each one of the activities. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed this small presentation for our lesson plan.